Today, we are going to go over creating a switch profile and some tips and tricks for easy, repeatable deployment. Let's jump right in. Switch profiles can be found under the Business View Infrastructure Profiles. Let's create a new switch profile. We'll call it Test Switch. Select Switch Profile. And here we can apply it to the desired venues. I'm going to apply it to all of the venues under Robco. Now go to Configuration. Since we don't have any switches actually added to the venues at this point, we need to add the models that we may support in the future. In the next video, I will show you how to add shells. So let's add a 24-port 4150. Obviously, each switch will have a slightly different config based on the number of ports that it has. So if you're going to have a mixture of 24 ports and 54 ports, select all the switches that you will support in your venue. Once that's selected, select the switch. Now you can configure each port individually by clicking on the port itself, or in the port list, you can click on the Edit button to the side here, which takes you to the same place. If you want to edit multiple ports with VLANs, the easiest way to do that is by creating a new VLAN. I'm going to create an AP Management VLAN. I'll call it 101 AP Management. We're going to trunk that on ports 27 and 28. Later, I'm going to show you how to set up lag ports using multiple ports. So we'll use 27 and 28 for now, and then access ports. We'll say that APs are going to plug in to ports 1 through 12 in this case. If it was a LAN port and you are supporting phones, you could enable Voice VLAN here, or IGMP snooping if you are doing some sort of multicast traffic. But this is a simple VLAN just for your AP management. Now you can see that VLAN 101 AP Management has been created. It's being trunked or tagged on ports 27 and 28, and then I'm tagged on ports 1 through 12. Let's go create a guest VLAN now, and we'll make this VLAN 200. This will be our guest VLAN. This will be the VLAN that when wireless guests connect to the network, they will get an IP address on VLAN 200. So we're actually going to trunk this on ports 1 through 12, which are AP ports, and then we're also going to trunk it on the uplink ports, 27 and 28. We don't need to have that on any wired ports. This is a wireless guest VLAN, so let's rename that, and then we'll apply. So now you can see that when an AP gets plugged into ports 1 through 12, they're going to receive an IP address on the AP Management VLAN of 101. And then when guest traffic connects to the access point, if that SSID has been configured for VLAN 200, this switch has VLAN 200 aware and is trunked on ports 1 through 12 in the uplinks. Now if we scroll down to the bottom, this is where we can configure our lag port for an uplink. So remember, 27 and 28 were our uplink, so we're going to select 27. We can either do -28 or -28. It doesn't matter in this case. We'll add that. And now if we submit this profile, our best practice profile now is right here under Profiles, our test switch profiles. So when we add a switch now to one of these venues, it's going to inherit this test switch profile. So every switch on the network by default will get these settings. Now you can go into a switch individually and override ports if you need to do that. But just to make it super easy, all switches will be deployed using the exact same base config. Hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.